My mother didn't yell. She didn't whisper. She just erased me from the family with one sentence. We honestly wish your sister had been our only child. The music kept playing. Plates clinked. Someone laughed behind me. But inside my head, everything went silent. I stared at her, waiting for the punchline. There wasn't one. I'm sorry. What? I asked. My dad didn't look up from his plate. You heard her. My sister was standing beside them, smiling like she'd just won something she'd been competing for her whole life. They're just being honest, she said lightly. Honest. That word echoed louder than anything else. I waited for someone, an aunt, an uncle, anyone, to step in. No Juan did. And that's when I understood. This wasn't a joke. This wasn't anger. This was a truth they'd been living for years. Suddenly, every memory rearranged itself. My achievements that were nice, but not extraordinary. Her mistakes that were just phases. The constant comparisons. The forgotten birthdays. The quiet way I was always told to try harder, be better, be more like her. I used to think love in our family was earned. If I worked harder, if I achieved more, if I was sensitive. You don't mean that, I said, my voice steadier than I felt. My mom sighed, irritated. Why are you always so dramatic? We didn't say we don't love you. You said you wish I didn't exist. Stop twisting our words, my dad snapped. My sister laughed, softly. God, you always make everything about you. And something inside me broke. Not loudly, not painfully, just cleanly. Like a rope, finally snapping after years of tension. I looked around the house. Family photos lined the walls. In every single one, my sister stood front and center. In some, I was barely visible. In others, I wasn't there at all. I had spent my whole life trying to earn a seat at a table that was never set for me. I'm going outside, I said. My mom waved her hand dismissively. Do whatever you need. No one followed. Outside, the night air hit my face. I wasn't crying. I was shaking. Not from sadness. From clarity. I pulled out my phone and opened the family group chat. Years of messages. Requests when they needed help. Criticism when I disappointed them. Silence when I needed support. I typed. Deleted. Again. Finally, I wrote. I heard you tonight. And I'm done trying to be someone you'll never choose. I muted the chat. Inside, laughter continued. But I was already leaving. The next few days were quiet. Apology. No explanation. Just silence. The kind of silence that says, if we ignore it, it didn't happen. For the first time in my life, I didn't reach out first. In our family de rebellion, I was always the fixer, the peacemaker, the one who apologized, even when I wasn't wrong. This time, I didn't. At first, the silence hurt more than their words. Because silence is a choice. And they were choosing it. Then something unexpected happened. I started breathing easier. Without constant comparisons. Without judgment. Without feeling like I was one mistake away from proving them right. My days felt lighter. I focused on work. On friendships. On myself. I realized how exhausted I'd been trying to win a competition I never signed up for. A week later, my dad texted, "Why are you being distant?" No mention of what was said. No acknowledgement. I stared at the screen and replied, "I'm not distant. I'm respecting what you said." He never answered. Then my sister showed up at my apartment unannounced. "You're overreacting," she said. "It wasn't that serious." "You didn't defend me," I replied calmly. Shrugged. Because they were telling the truth. That was it. The final thread. "I'm done competing for crumbs," I said. "You can have their approval." "I don't want it." She smirked. "You'll come back." "You always do." But this time, I didn't. Months passed. No dramatic fight. No explosive confrontation. I simply stopped showing up. I accepted a better job. Moved into a new apartment. Built a life that didn't revolve around being compared. For the first time, I wasn't the other one. I was just me. Then one evening, my phone rang. "Mom." Her voice sounded careful. "We miss you." I didn't respond immediately. "Your sister says you've been acting distant," she continued. "We don't understand why you're punishing us." There it was. Punishing. "I'm not punishing anyone," I said quietly. "I just stopped showing up where I'm not wanted." Silence. My dad joined the call. "Families say things they don't mean." "You didn't correct it," I replied. And neither did she. Another pause. Then my mom said softly, "That's not what we meant." I smiled. "I know," I said. "But it's what you said." They invited me to another gathering. To start fresh. I looked around my apartment, the one I paid for. The piece I built. The version of myself that didn't beg to be chosen. "I already did," I answered. Later, I heard something interesting. Without me there to compare against, the spotlight shifted. Suddenly, my sister wasn't competing with anyone. And without a comparison, perfection is harder to maintain. That wasn't my problem anymore. I didn't block them. I didn't announce anything dramatic. I just stayed consistent, polite, unavailable, at peace. And that's when I understood the final truth. People who benefit from your silence will resent your boundaries. People who benefited from your pain will call your healing selfish. They wished they had only one child. So I gave them exactly that. Not out of revenge. Out of self-respect. And for the first time in my life, one chose myself